Right, we all need to agree to something, okay? If the red starts coming off my face as I'm doing more of these videos, no it didn't. Okay, we all just agree, no it didn't, because I'm not topping it up. Hello wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. I don't know how clean that run was, and I also don't care. I've been doing this for a while now. Now, if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special rules on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content, like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series where I teach you how the voice works. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, this was suggested to me while I was doing the live, putting this face on. It is a band called Ateez, and the song is called The Black Cat Nero Halloween Performance. So I don't know anything about them. They're a K-pop band, I know that much. And yeah, let's just go and see what we think. Oh. 그대는 귀여운 나의 검은 고양이 새빨간 리본이 멋지게 어울려. There's a very, very softness to this approach. It's not so much aspirate as like breathy. There's a little bit of that coming through, but there's texture coming through as well. It's just very light. The larynx is nice and high, gives off this kind of innocent sound, but when you lend that to the kind of minor chord progression that's going on, or the minor key that it's in, it makes it sound creepy. It's almost like when you hear like kids singing all together in an abandoned church. There's a little bit of that twangy kind of sound coming from the velum, I think, this time, which is the more nasal twang kind of side of things. But all in all, loving it. Ooh, that last little bit there, he did a really pushed flip from his chest to his head voice, and you got that kind of turn of sound over the top of it. It was almost like a cry. What were the notes like? Ah, maybe even more drawn out. Ah, I don't know, but it was absolutely gorgeous. It really changed the direction of where the song felt like it was going, and now we're obviously going to see where it goes. Addition of children's voices in there just makes everything extra creepy. Children are scary. And I say that as someone that has a kid. So let's keep going. Yo! Yasu! Turbo! Ateez! Nothing out here! Now I know this might not be interesting to anybody, but so we've got the two guys there. One is being very forceful. It's coming more from that epiglottal twang, which is an oral twang, a voice twang if you like, rather than a nasal twang or a nose twang. The other one though is quite gruff. He's got a little bit of push to that. There's maybe some false chord movement going on in there to create that texture. So they've both got this punchy, very forward sounding, vertical. There's no like singiness to it if you like. It's speechy, but they've got two different ways of approaching it. It's very, very clever. This is far heavier than I would expect of a K-pop group. This falls into kind of metal-y kind of territory. If you got a wee bit more kind of bass through there, and put in some kind of operatic sounding singer, you would have a metal song for sure. Yeah. I'm ready to go.
일어날래 내 사박이 꼬마가 내게 청혼했어 정말로 나는 너무너무 우스워서 넌 어려서 안돼.
So he's a rapper, so again I don't have huge amounts of vocal prowess with rapping, but I will do my best. This is a very twangy sound. Everything's coming from in here. Now if you put down your velum to its like closed off position, so it's that kind of sound, your velum comes to meet the back of your tongue. Sing, for example. If you can remove that a tiny little bit, you get singy, and you get a nasalized sound. So if I was to pinch my nose, which I will do, but you know, the makeup, singy, hear that sound? That's because the air is coming through the voice and the nose at the same time. You get that kind of double trouble sound. He has got that sound in his rap, that kind of sound. It's all coming from that place. It makes it really punchy, it makes it forward, but it also makes it condensed as well. So you'll get a little bit of a, I don't know, push off the sound. It's really good. Also, really, really rhythmic. It's very staccato. He has really bitten down on his consonants, so you get this like almost like a gun kind of feel. It's very, very impressive. Okay, my camera ran out of battery, so we are back. I had to go and have a sandwich. Sandwich. Anyway, let's keep going. So first of all, that harmony was lovely. Very, very slight. I think it's just a third and a third. Now, you'll hear they have the same kind of line to sing, but the way that they approach it is different. So the first one was a little bit more aspirate. It was a little bit more back placed, a wee bit more wispy almost. And then the second one was a little bit more pushed forward, a wee bit more twang in there to have a more forward placed sound. So although they're singing the same sort of thing, you can hear two distinct characters out of those voices. Really nice. I really like the harmony in here. It's very, very spooky. It's got this kind of minor key feel to it. It's just very, very subtle, but it's pushing it in the direction of kind of spooky without it being over the top, if that makes sense. They're really, really good. Also, the intensity of the sound they're reaching at the top end of their ranges there is lovely. It's very full, it's very bright, so the larynx is nice and high. Really good. Now I'm hoping that this is in the back of the track and I'm not supposed to be hearing what this guy's doing, because it's very, very far back in the mix. It almost sounds like a part of the tune rather than the vocals over the top, if that makes sense. But we'll see. I can't really tell you much about it. I mean, I suppose I could tell you that it's louder. Like, it's like someone's going da 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 da. It's like back here. It's like somebody's like kind of shouting almost, but like from a distance. So you're getting that intensity, but it's very, very muted. So I don't know. Maybe that helps. 한숨을 쉬면 그늘 났지 하면서 화내는 스스로 듣고만 아직 내가 전부 하게 나름이야 하면서 이게 또는 여가 듣고만. So this is the guy that had the kind of sound before. Now you're hearing his clean vocal. It's a lot more nasalized. I mean, a lot of this is down to the Korean language, I feel. There's a lot of words that have that kind of place. Especially like through that sound, it kind of carries through. So what that tends to lend to is more of a sitting on that consonant place rather than a vowely place, which is where you would find like opera singers or you know, musical theatre raws, you know, that ah, ooh, eh kind of sound. It's more like ah kind of sound. But again, it's very conversational. The thyroid cartilage isn't tilted to allow like a vibrato or a sweetness to the sound. It's very kind of in your face. It's colloquial. You feel like you're getting a direct conversation with a person. It's really good. Now this guy kind of reminds me a little bit of V from BTS with that sound. There's that kind of drop larynx kind of sound on a higher note. I don't know if I can do it properly because I'm full of the cold. It's like a dropped larynx on a higher note. It has that pull kind of sound, so it almost sounds like it's sitting under where it should be. And I don't mean that by pitch or anything, I mean by like tone. You would expect the tone to be brighter up there, but he's pulling his larynx down and it gives it this kind of almost like an underpass type feel to it. It's really good. Exactly like that. So there you had that brightness and that nasal twang, and that it was very, very lifted and bright. Lovely. How many of them are there? Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 7, 8? How many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's 8 of them. That is a lot of vocals going through there. Wow, and it's in 2 rappers. 6 vocals, 2 rappers. Am I getting that right? Let me know.
Let me hear the voice hitting up to your tinny. Put them up, your hands, do you ready? Are you guys ready? Say it now. It's time to sing it together. Say 1, 2, let's go.
So this is like a vocal effect that's basically they've kind of expanded the frequency range, so it almost overfeeds, and then they crop the top and the bottom off, and you get that kind of sound like it's being spoken through a megaphone or something. I mean, that's exactly what that is. It's taking that frequency and just boosting it past parameters, and then you just chop it, so you get that kind of cool sound. I really, really like it. There's a song in Baby Metal where that sound comes forward. Created a lot of heat for me, but that is what's making that sound, if you like. There's an octave jump that's happening here. So there's one going da 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 da, and there's another one going da 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 da. So the combination of having the low line and the top line means you get this kind of, it's like a double tracked effect, but it's on different octaves, so you get this really interesting kind of blend coming through. It's a really effective way to record something that has lots and lots of vocals. You might as well start doing octave jumps in there. With a little meow at the end. Meow. That was amazing. So that bit at the end there, you could hear the resonance coming through. As I was talking before about the Korean language seems to, in my opinion, or to my ear, sounds like it lies on the consonants and the twangy sounds. You don't hear so much of the big resonant ah-ee-oos. Now that at the end there, you heard him going through this big open resonant vowel shape and adding in grit as he went, and then popping into that head voice at the end just to give it that clean lift. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Wow, they're really, really good. Okay, that was Ateez. If there's more Ateez stuff, let me know. Hit me up with some links in the comments, because I mean, it told me a lot, but I'm sure there's more to find out because there's a million of them. But if you liked that reaction, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I don't know. This video has taken me like 2 hours to make because I had to charge the battery. So let me think. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and I guess I'll just say see ya, see ya, see ya, and if you feel the urge, please won't you subscribe? Please. Bye.